Okay, so I've been doing art for the past few hours and trying to get some more thumbnails done. Trying. I got chapter 11 for the other fic done, thumbnail done, but I have to start on a chapter 3 for the other one, and I have to start on the first chapter for another fic. So I looked at this one shot. Somebody, let me actually go yoink who it is. Somebody actually requested this one, and any katydid fic is easy enough to ask for. So I read it and I asked for it after I realized I liked it. Okay, so um, yeah, this was asked by Orange Petal, which thank you Orange Petal for recommending it. I sadly won't be podficking the other one you said. It was a very good fic, but I think YouTube would smite me in my place if I tried. But this one, yes, I can do. Um, what else had happened is somehow this had led to Katydid just being like, here, let me go to the comment. Katydid said, "You can have blanket permission for all of mine. Thanks for asking." I got blanket permission for any Katydid fic. Katydid is gonna be getting gifts of fic, like gifts of podfics, like a just like I should have drawn a meme for this, but you know, like the cat giving their owner a mouse. Instead, it's a fucking cat just dropping a podfic on their doorstep, and it's like, okay, bye. Same idea. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now and actually start reading the tags and all that jazz, because I had to make more tea. I shouldn't be recording this much, but I am. Sip that. This is a genfic. What do you expect? It's general audience also. Relationships. Midoriya Zuko and Shigaraki. Kurogiri and Shigaraki. Characters. Izuku. Shigaraki. Kurogiri. All for one. Eraserhead. Alternate universe. Pre-canon. Good older sibling Shigaraki. Younger sibling Midoriya Zuko. Kid Midoriya Zuko. Kid Shigaraki. Uh, Gremlin Midoriya Zuko. All for one is Midoriya Hazashi. Tired Kurogiri. Unrepented crack. That's a fucking understatement. Unrepented crack. This only has 1,200 words, so it shouldn't be too long. 20 minutes later, I'm too laughy to do it. Anyway, this is The Great Eraserhead Goggles Heist by Katydid. Summary. Elementary school Izuku and Tomura plot crimes. Let's get on to the fic. Tomura and Izuku lay sprawled on the bar floor next to each other, giggling as they stuffed cookies into their mouths. Kurogiri swept his broom across the wooden boards, stopping as he reached the two boys, aged 11 and 6 respectfully. Raising an eyebrow, Venomu asked, "What are you two up to? What are you two up to?" "Mischief!" Izuku declared proudly. He quickly swallowed the last bit of cookie and licked the crumbs off his lips. Kurogiri's oatmeal raisin cookies were the best. Izuku always had great fun when his father brought him to visit Uncle Kurogiri and Big Brother Tomura. Dad insisted that these visits remain a strict secret from Mom, especially the way especially the way everyone at the bar referred to Dad as Sensei or All for One. Izuku would never tell, because then the visits would stop. He didn't have any friends. But Big Brother Tomura treated him like a best friend despite being 5 years older. Izuku couldn't possibly give that up. Kurogiri sighed. Most children wouldn't be so proud of theft. You two are a pair of gremlins. Tomura half sat up, propped on propped up by his elbows. Sensei ordered us to commit 5 crimes today, so by stealing your cookies, we're actually being good. Oh, Kurogiri snorted. I have an extra order for you. Let all your crimes be against Sensei, and not my innocent bar. Obey my order, or I won't cook dinner for you tonight. Muttering under his breath, he swept off. Tomura slumped back to the floor, moaning, We're doomed! I can't eat Sensei's cooking. I just can't. It's poison. He looked at the last bit of cookie in his hand, then swallowed it down like a marathoned sailor, gulping down the last bit of water. I guess this will be all the food I get tonight. Maybe Uncle Kurogiri is right. Azuku rolled over to look his big brother in the eye. Instead of committing easy crimes, we should do hard ones. Uncle Kurogiri is easy. Dad would be hard. Tomura crossed his arms. Easy for you to say. Dad lets you get away with anything because you're the baby. I'll get in so much trouble. Izuku wheeled. I'll take the blame, I promise. Tomura grunted. Izuku asked, which is worse, being punished by Dad or eating his cooking? Tomura shuddered. I'm in. What's our first crime? Despite his young age, Izuku was designated evil mastermind. Izuku tapped his fingers on the floor as he mumbled to himself. What's most important to Dad? Aha! His suits! Tomura gasped. Not the suits! We won't hurt them, just steal them. Azuku's eyes lit up with inspiration. The suits will be held hostage until we receive more cookies! How about video games? Tomura asked. I'm already full. Izuku could never have enough cookies, but he conceded to his co-conspirator. Cookies for me and video games for you. The two boys high-fived, then scurried away. Kurogiri found the two children sitting at his bar with glass tumblers in front of them. He leapt forward, sweeping away the glasses. You are both far too young to drink. He sniffed the clear liquid. This is just water. Exhaling, Kurogiri set the tumblers back down. Never mind. How did you two get into my cabinet? Azuku giggled. That was our third crime. What was your second crime? Kurogiri asked suspiciously. He double took at the boy's appearance. Both of them had red and gray striped ties fastened around their heads. Oh no. Did you two get into Sensei's suits? Azuku shrugged. Dad never uses his ties anyway, and we needed cool headbands. Tomura said, The suits are safe as long as our demands are met. Both boys giggled. Muttering about how that was someone else's problem, Kurgiri left to fix the lock on his cabinet. Swirling around his glass in what he imagined to be an adult way, Azuki said, "For crime number 4, All Might is appearing at a convention in town. We could steal his autograph." No, Tomura said. "Let me finish." Azuku pouted. "Eraserhead is at the convention too." "Oh?" Tomura's eyes lit up. No matter how much Tomura might rant about hating all heroes, Azuku knew that his big brother had a room full of Eraserhead merch. Eraserhead is a less heavily guarded target. We might be able to steal his scarf, or his goggles, or maybe even Eraserhead himself. Azuku's eyes gleamed. He had dreams of kidnapping his own All Might someday, but he knew that feat was outside his capabilities. For now, Eraserhead was also a very cool hero and would make good practice. "Deal," Tomura said. The children had been quiet for several hours. This made Kurgiri worried. He'd searched all over the bar without finding a trace. He was nearly ready to call Sensei, or worse, Sensei's wife, when he heard giggling outside. Kuragiri opened the front door. He was very relieved to see Izuku and Tomura heading down the sidewalk, dragging a yellow sleeping bag after them. The stuffed bag had been fastened several times over with rope. Kuragiri's relief dissipated as the bag squirmed and gave a muffled oof. Closing his eyes, Kuragiri counted to 10. Then he demanded, "What do you two have there?" Izuku held up a piece of paper. "I have stolen All Might's autograph for crime number 4." With a raised eyebrow, Kuragiri pointed at the squirming bag. "Is that crime number 5?" Tomura wore a pair of oversized goggles on top of his tie headband. He grinned. "You know how I've been begging for a pet for a pet?" Feeling genuinely guilty, Kuragiri sighed. "Tomura, if it was up to me, I'd let you have a corgi, but Sensei said no." The the sleeping bag thrashed on the ground and growled deep and low. Kuragiri frowned. That didn't sound like a dog's growl. He marched over and zipped down the front of the bag. Angry glowing eyes belonging to Shota Azawa gazed back at him. A racer destroyed the shadows around Kuragiri's face. Azawa's angry expression turned to shock. "Oboro?" he whispered. Hearing that name triggered something deep inside Kuragiri, starting a complete meltdown. He stared off into space, muttering. While Kuragiri was stunned, Azawa leapt out of the sleeping bag, threw Kuragiri over his shoulder, and ran. All for One returned to find two boys with ties around their forehead, both sitting on the bar floor and twiddling their thumbs. With their expressions looked worried. Were the crimes not successful? All for One asked, ready to launch into a lecture about villainy. He loved lectures. Tomura fiddled with his gloves. "Maybe a little too successful. We went out for the wool and came home shorn." Izuku said sadly, in a tone of someone who did not fully understand the meaning of his own aphorism, but knew he was in trouble. All for One chuckled and shook his head. What happened? Tomura said, kidnapping Eraserhead went exactly as planned. After we caught the stray cat, it was easy from there. Is Eraserhead here? All for One smirked. He would love to get his hands on that quirk. That's the problem, Izuku said. Eraserhead ran away and, he took Kurogiri with him. I thought Kurogiri would warp back soon, but he hasn't. Maybe we made him maybe we made him angry when we broke into his cabinet to steal tumblers? All for One paled upon realizing that his undead taxi had vanished into the clutches of the heroes. Tomura held up a pair of goggles. In the good news, I got Eraserhead's goggles! That's the end of this. I hope my little kid voice sounded pretty good, but these are the notes. Notes. Kurogiri teleported over the next day to pick up Tomura to come live with him. Azawa, Yamada, and their new Corgi. Since Tomura was the one who hid the suits, All for One never got them back. Also, by popular reader request, Kurogiri told Inko a few things about her husband. Then All for One faced the wrath of Mama Midoriya. Mama Midoriya. Anyway, that's it for this. If you want to go read the fic, it's going to be in the description and all that. But I think that's enough for me. Bye!